What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yes, I'm bringing you this video from my favorite hallway. Those of you that are like, oh my gosh, there's so much echo in this video. Anyways, I'm sitting here and I'm chilling and I see this comment from an audience member. They're making attempts to refute my position about some of the things going on in the gaming industry. The only challenge that a lot of them are facing is the fact that Microsoft has a lot of money. That's where the challenge is in this attempt. And you'll see it here, okay? Let me go ahead and point something out real quick. This person said in my video where I said, if PlayStation does not sell its games on other platforms, it's going to lay off people. How do we know? PlayStation closed down 4 studios, laid off staff, pressured its own companies, according to IGN, including Insomniac and Naughty Dog and the others, to lay off people because development costs were high. It's a fact. So when I said that in the video and said, if they don't sell games, it's going to continue happening. Because yes, they may be a publisher. They may be living on 30%, but 30% is relegated on when anybody wants to give them 30%, or if the 30% turns into fruition and gamers actually buy those games. But then there's another conundrum. PlayStation players are playing Call of Duty and Minecraft and all these other games. So PlayStation has to make first-party games to go out there and kill something and eat. Sensible way to do business. I'm sure you've read some of this comment already, but here we go. The whole industry laid off people, according to this person. It wasn't just Insomniac. It was known during COVID that they only hired, and the industry is, of course, correcting an artificial inflation from people that got stuck at home. That's not what I talked about. That's actually not, it has nothing to do with the video. In fact, the claim that is made is that amid the increasing cost of development, according to the IGN article that I cited in this video, Insomniac was pressured to lay off people because they spent $315 million or $314 or so million developing Marvel Spider-Man 2. The Insomniac leaks showed that they wanted to lay off 75-ish people. They wanted to put them on an improvement plan and then eventually can them. It was all a ploy. That's what the leak showed us. The leak, without the leaks even, just closing entire studios is different from saying we hired too many people. Does that make sense? For instance, Concord. They made a full-blown game, right? The game did not sell. They fired everybody. They closed the whole studio. Well, I don't know. They may have moved some people across the board to other studios or other efforts. But they closed the entire studio down. That is not from overhiring because there was a game that was being made. So this comment of yours is a deflection. You're attempting to change the entire trajectory of the argument. You've not done anything here. You failed. And then you said, talk about the studios Microsoft closed and the thousands they laid off. Of course. I mentioned it in that video. I talked about Arcane. I talked about the layoffs that they did for redundancy with Activision Blizzard. I've talked about that. In fact, I mentioned that even Microsoft does the exact same thing. If they don't sell games, they close their studios as well too. Like if the games don't come out, if the games don't ship, everybody does it. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. But PlayStation has now become the forerunner of the studio closures in terms of a publisher itself compared to even Xbox and Nintendo. So that's the point of the video. So again, I know you want me to talk about Xbox, but I did mention them. I don't think you watched the video completely though, but again, that's not my fault. Or maybe it is. Maybe my video is boring and you didn't. You said if PlayStation is going full third party as you claim, when will Ghost, Death Stranding, Saros, Intergalactic, and whatever come to Nintendo? I never claimed in this video that PlayStation was gonna go full third party. I said if they don't leverage full third party, then they'll keep firing developers, which in turn would reduce their production of video games. I never said that in this video. Now, if you want me to basically tell you if or not PlayStation is going to go third party, that's a different conversation, of which they already are full third party though. You know that, right? You do know that PlayStation is already a full third party publisher. They've graced every platform available with their games. Nintendo, Xbox. I don't care if freaking, what's his name? Zeus came and made them do it, but they've already done it. You said you know so much with your hypothesis, so give a date. A hypothesis can't give you a date. What are you talking about? Get the heck out of here. And then he said, I refute your hypothesis. Well, calm down. It's a hypothesis. To refute a hypothesis is weird because a hypothesis is still something that is being tested and observed. Ladies and gentlemen, you really have to be very careful when you're making these kinds of claims. I've been seeing some people, even some YouTubers, saying, oh, VG, blah, blah, blah. If you're a YouTuber, I recommend that you make the videos, write down your thoughts, and clearly refute my argument. Don't jump in the comment section and start doing all of this, whatever. No. It will be more beneficial if we can actually have your thoughts on a video, on record, so that we can actually examine them. And I recommend that you do the same with my thoughts as well, too. I'm not, like I said, if I make a mistake, I will sit here and correct my mistake, and it will help me to learn more. That's the goal. You know that, right? And so, again, I'm not shying away from that. You said you refute the hypothesis. You can't do that. Based on the fact that PlayStation is not in the same position as Xbox after spending $100 billion, which is almost the total value of Sony and not just a PlayStation division. That difference in money spent is what forced Xbox to be third party. Well, even if you could refute my hypothesis, that statement is not true. Simply based on the fact that, and I'm going to go ahead and refute your own statement, that Xbox was already third party before spending money on Activision, Blizzard, or even Bethesda. Did you hear what I said? They were already full third party before spending money on Activision, Blizzard, and Bethesda. They were full third party when they acquired Mojang for Minecraft. You said you were going to refute this hypothesis, but you're not paying attention to the market. Pay very close attention. You've missed out on that. Then they went full day and date to PC in 2016 before even talking about acquisition of Bethesda or Activision Blizzard. Pay very close attention. The moment they went ahead and acquired Activision Blizzard and even Bethesda, they were pretty much I'm talking neck deep into it. Because Minecraft was their biggest game at the time, as being basically one of their biggest games. Then, according to an article in 2020, I cited it yesterday in my other video. Just go ahead and Google it up. Google it. Xbox's Phil Spencer, I think Microsoft Xbox Games boss, said he did not consider PlayStation and Nintendo as, direct rivals because things had changed in the industry. He considered Google and Apple and Amazon as rivals because they wanted to deliver games to 7.5 billion people. He said in that article, I don't want to disrespect Nintendo or PlayStation, but the traditional method, we're just not really, in that regard, positioning ourselves for that because we're not ready for a format wars. And then he said this final statement, I would love to see collaboration between all of us. So this was all in 2020 before they spent a dime on these big acquisitions. You said, you dismiss what I said, but they are the facts. They're not. You're making stuff up. I like to do these videos because they're very educational. They show who's paying attention to the gaming industry and who's basically being a fanboy. Then you said, remasters and remakes are mainly for new players to the PlayStation ecosystem. That's not what Shuhei Yoshida said. You said gaslighting Xbox problems as if they're PlayStation's problems doesn't work to people who understand the facts. Okay, you keep saying the facts. All your hypothesis amounts to is #Sony 2. But you just told me to talk about Xbox 2. You're not allowed to do that when you accused me of when you basically tried to get me to do the exact same thing you want to accuse me of. Get the heck out of here with that because you wrongly believe whatever Xbox does, PlayStation has to do. No. I don't believe it. It's happening. PlayStation goes day and date on PC. Xbox goes day and date on PC in 2016. PlayStation goes day and date with live service games in 2020. Then, in 2024, PlayStation goes day and date with one non-live service brand new game and 2 non-live service remakes. I don't have to believe it's a reality. Does that make sense to you? Because again, let me give you the names of the games. Go ahead and do your looking. Lego Horizon Adventures, PC day 1. Until Dawn remake, PC day 1. Horizon Zero Dawn remaster, PC day 1. 2024. Lost Soul aside, 2025, PC day one, non-live service game. And I know you're going to talk about the China Hero project, but Lego is not a China Hero project game. You said Steam is a storefront, not a platform. This guy has no idea what the heck he's talking about. This dude has no idea what the heck he's talking about. Steam is a storefront, not a platform. Okay, with all due respect, console fanboys, can you please take some time to study what the heck it is you're about to say? What do you mean Steam is not a platform? You know what? I'm not going to explain it to you. Epic Games is a storefront, not a platform. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, I shouldn't laugh. I'm an educator. All right. Listen very carefully. Steam and Epic are platforms. They both have a storefront. Does that make sense? Steam and Epic are both platforms. They both have a storefront. Did you hear me? Both of them have original titles in terms of gaming that they host on their platform and storefront. Both of them host developer tools, developer assets, developer, modules to allow for developers to be able to, in many cases, make their games and publish their games on the Steam storefront. Hence, they have a platform that's encompassing of developers and gamers. How can you say Epic Games is a storefront when they launched the Unreal Engine is actually literally launched from the Epic Games launcher? Or you go ahead and build a source code if you don't want to do that. The marketplace, the tools, all of that have been for years connected to the Epic Games launcher. That is not a claim that you should ever make again. That's why I'm not showing your name. There's a lot of silliness here. PC is an open platform that nobody owns. Well, yeah, we all know that. Oh, so you're trying to say that these are not competitors with PlayStation. That's what he's trying to argue. These people, these fanboys really do. You live in a bubble, man. You really do. You know what? Let me just keep reading. And then he says, Steam players acting like they're a platform akin to PlayStation, Nintendo, or Xbox is the problem. No. You not knowing that Steam is a platform is actually the problem. Of which Steam even went ahead and has graced their platform many times with different kinds of hardware over the course of the years. And then more recently has the Steam Deck attached to their platform, of which you can run developer tools via your Steam Deck to be able to go ahead and see if you can get games going. They have Steam OS that you can get from, oh my gosh. You don't know anything about PC gaming. PC wasn't even included in the third party because it's an open platform nobody owns until PC wanted to be a part of the console wars. No. I, as a PC player, had to come into the console wars because of agents like you. If that's what you call it. Right? And I just decided, you know what? This stupid console war that's already dead, that some of you are fantasizing over, what I want to do is I want to make sure that I poke as many holes in it by the time it's done. Right? Even a thing of freaking Swiss cheese would have less holes than the darn thing. That's why we're here. And some of you pulled some agencies of the PC gamer in here as well too. You pulled in the engineers when you started gaslighting about the PS5 Pro. That was the more recent influx. But if you're talking about, say, maybe even the, I'm probably maybe like Gen 2 PC gamer coming into the conversation because you already had some people ahead of me who were doing this stuff. Then some of you pulled in the Turk and others that do engineering and stuff to start talking nonsense. And this is why many of you are running away. You're running scared because no one has actually challenged your claims all these years. So you can say this whole stuff in the whole paragraph where not a single thing is correct so far. Like, I'm going through your claims and I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? You said, what were the third-party arguments during the PS2 days with EverQuest and the PS3 days with DCOU PlanetSide? GameStar makes that argument all the time. GameStar says and has claimed, because GameStar's an adept PS1, PS2, PS3 gamer and historian. I learn a lot from his channel. Yes, he makes a lot of fun of PlayStation fanboys, but when I listen to what he says, I have to go and be like, no way. I got to open Google and be like, no way. And he's correct. He's the one that I first heard the claim that the PlayStation 1 and 2 were hardly predicated on first-party exclusives. Instead, they were third-party exclusives. That's been made and that's been exposed. That was kind of like the beginning of where it started to unravel for the so-called PlayStation fanboy first-party exclusive claims. Why did it take Xbox losing the console war and being forced into supporting their direct opposition for people to use PC as an argument? No. Xbox is not supporting their competition. Their competition is supporting them. Do you not get it? Forza Horizon is going to basically suck money out of PlayStation's platform, as Call of Duty is doing, and as Minecraft is doing. PlayStation is going to take 30%, but do we have to go back and make the argument that 70% is greater than 30%? Is this what we're going to do again today? So hear me out. I know all these kinds of videos are very interesting. You know, it's nice to be able to just look at someone's argument and pick it apart and all that, whatever. But you have to really abandon your fanboy stance. If you do, you'll be able to make stronger arguments. Not saying that you need to agree with me. I don't care if you agree with me or not. I'm not here for people to agree with me. If I was, I know the exact kind of content I would be making for that to happen. Do you feel me? I'm not here to actually make anybody agree with me. I get on the nerves of Xbox fans too. In fact, I told an Xbox gamer yesterday on a comments timeline, it's probably time for you to leave gaming. I've never even said that to a PlayStation fan before. I literally said that to an Xbox fanboy yesterday, an Xbox fan. So I'm not here for people to agree with me. At any moment in time, I may turn on you if the arguments are pushing towards a direction that may be antithetical to what you believe. And again, if I'm running amok and I'm basically going astray, I expect my audience and my community to not just agree with me, but hold me accountable and point out where there are flaws in my argument. That, to me, is much more important than stupid fanboyism and stupid console war nonsense. It doesn't help anything. It doesn't help anything. So my hypothesis still stands. You know why? Because PlayStation is basically backing up my hypothesis. They closed 4 studios down last year. They fired a bunch of their devs, and we saw how much it cost them to make Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Last of Us and all these other games. We also have seen that their first-party sales in terms of titles has diminished, not because those games don't sell, but because they didn't make most of those games. And some of them didn't sell, like Astrobot, as much. Then we also saw that one of the reasons that their sales were high was because of Helldivers 2, a game that they launched on PC. Again, pay attention to the market. Abandon your fanboyism. I think you have a lot that will go, in your direction. Peace out.